everybody, the greater ink where you are greater than you were yesterday, but you'll be even greater tomorrow. I have the honor and the privilege to speak with this young man, Denzel Fleming. He's up and coming, he's an artist, he's a thinker, he's a revolutionary, and I appreciate you for having me on.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. So, before we even get into the conversation, let the people know, who is Denzel Fleming?
Wow. That's great. I like that. Denzel Fleming, because that's my government name. Denzel Fleming is a young man born in Kinston, North Carolina, by way of Jacksonville, North Carolina, who has a life of transitioning, but understanding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in a nutshell. So I had to create my own. I had to create through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constant growth.
Yeah.
Always trying to figure out what's next so you can get to the next place in life.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So I met Denzel because of poetry at North Carolina A&T State University, man. And what kind of interested you in poetry? What was it about poetry that you just wanted to give yourself to?
If I could go back, like, sorry about that. If I could go all the way back, man, Mr. Boyd, who was second grade, he told us to write a rap. And I stole Snoop Dogg. It's 187 on the undercover cop. So like that kind of gave away that it wasn't my own words. He was like, no, write your own words.
Yeah.
Like this is you.
Yeah.
This is your story. Write your story.
Mm.
And that's the start of it, as far as I can remember. But in actual like how you know it to be.
Yeah.
It was because people didn't understand me and it frustrated me.
Mm. So poetry, from where I know it, from you being on campus, where did that start?
It started at UNC Charlotte when it's double-edged. So like it started from the journey of me rapping.
Mm.
And there was like this Sprite competition, like these DJs had a battle or whatever, then they played some of their own original beats.
Okay.
And then like there was a hip hop section too. And I rapped over L. Varner's Give It To You.
Okay.
And the dude was like, man, we don't want no karaoke rap in here. It was like, nigga, like these my words.
Yeah.
And that following semester, spring 14, I won the Cab talent show.
Okay.
The Cab talent show doing that same verse, but without the beat.
Mm.
And I was like, that's what it was. I was giving them content, but I was introducing it to them from something familiar. So instead of them hearing me, they was hearing what was familiar. But since it didn't sound familiar, they didn't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because anything that's unfamiliar is assumed as a threat.
Mm.
And I was like, that's the least thing that I want to do. I want to be inviting.
Mm.
And so let me just take everything away, just give them my words.
Got you. So you gave people your words. When did you realize people started liking your words and was interested in your words?
Honestly, that same night, because the twins and I met Mike. We went to a house party, and like everybody, guys had to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those type deals.
Yeah.
And got to the door, it was like, nah, he good. Like he won the talent show. Hey, bro, like you nice, bro. And then I was like, hey, they with me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, they good too, man. Hey, go in there and enjoy it. And I was like,
yeah, that's love. That's real love. That's real love.
yeah.
So when did you any performer, the number one thing I think of a performer of having is confidence. When did you first believe in yourself and know, okay, what's inside of me is good enough and great enough to be out in that atmosphere in the universe?
That is different. At the first moment?
Yeah. Or when did you start growing into it? Like, okay, now I'm comfortable in it.
Bro, for me to say now I'm comfortable in it, probably be about like spring break of this year. Like for real,
Yeah.
for me to actually believe it, for me to profess it, and to be able to speak it into other people. Because how can I speak confidence or speak, if they don't believe it too?
Yeah.
Or if I don't believe it myself.
Yeah.
Like how can others believe it too if I don't believe it myself? how can I distribute some of myself?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
most definitely.
Like it's watered down, it's like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Like you know when a certain group of people make this Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
but when it's coming from the place of origin,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
You're right about that. You know when it's real and when it's not.
Yeah.
You know when somebody is giving you something that they have and they have enough of it to give, instead of somebody who don't have it and is trying to get you to believe it, and then you be like, that's cool, but do you believe that too? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's real. That's real.
And that's you know, that's where I've been. But before I say even for me to perform, like folks to believe it, had to be in sixth grade. I'll say sixth grade. We was in Mr. Bodie's class, and it was me and Shaquille Nerdin, and we'll be writing raps, but there were punchlines, so like Cassidy and everything else.
Okay.
It was big then, you
Okay.
know. Smack DVDs on the DVD.
Yeah.
Not URL, but like Smack DVD, you had to go to the bodega
Yeah.
and get it from the bodega, and or like the DVD man that come to the barbershops. But like the confidence came when I was performing for the others. They were like, "This is good."
Yeah.
And,
How do you what do you tell that person that's watching this that don't have that confidence yet but still know they got that gift?
you know you have to get go back to the origin. The origin is not on your phones, it's not on your television screens, it's in a book. And the greatest book, Bible.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you in the beginning, God gave us everything. And then he created man and woman. He created us to have dominion over the world. Not to be consumed by it,
Yeah.
but for us to have anything of our choosing.
Yeah.
And I'll say to seek the word, because the word is with God. So if you're seeking the word and you're seeking something that's with God, you aligning yourself closer to where it is that you need to be, to the origin. So like you find the word, so the word is with God, but the word is God.
Yeah.
And the word is truth. So the truth is God. So God is the truth. So when you start walking in your truth, when you start actually saying this is what I want to do with my life, when you start saying this is what my life is going to be, then that's what it'll be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because we make our thoughts and then they become tangible. And God is the creator of all things and God is within us. So that means that we can create all things too. But how can we do that? It first starts with a thought.
The idea.
This table, this floor, this building, you and I, it starts with the thought.
Yeah.
So I say to that person, whatever you think, that's what will be. But just be mindful of what you consume. Consume things that's going to bring about production. It's going to increase your effectiveness and your efficiency. So you can do things with intention.
Yeah.
Say this is what I want from life and align yourself with that.
Yeah.
You in school, shoot, you need to change your major, do it. You know you need money for it, seek scholarships, seek more. Like, seek the people that came before you and they've done it already. Say, how did you do it?
Yeah.
And they're going to align you.
Yeah.
It's just like reaching in the back of the refrigerator for something that you want. In the midst of it all, you're aligning the other things.
Yeah. When you talk about that, I think of the quote and about that I was thinking about today is faith without works is dead.
Yes.
You could believe something, you could want something, you could desire something, but if you don't decide to work for it and reach for it, it's never coming to you. You could think great things are all in the world, but if you don't determine, okay, this is what I'm going to do, like you said, and then do everything in your power to do it, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, in today's society, we have so many option B's. You know what I'm saying? We have an option A. We want goal A, but because there's a goal B or option B, we'll settle for it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, okay, there's an option A and there is no option B for me. Like, there's no other options. But we are birthed in a place of options.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want that Mercedes, but you could get a Toyota, so you gonna get a Toyota. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with you, man. I'm saying that you gotta grab for what you want. Most definitely.
But like, and what's crazy is like, do we need the Mercedes?
No, you don't need it.
Because God provided what we need already.
Yeah.
And what we need is one another. And if you have a Mercedes, I too have a Mercedes
Yeah.
now. Whenever it is I desire it.
Yeah.
Because we both have God, we know that we're not going to misuse it.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to misuse one another.
Mm.
One another's resources.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you got this Mercedes, bro. Like, can I just drive this? I just want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is that you want. Remember
Yeah.
earlier I was like, what you want?
Yeah.
Hey, can I drive this Mercedes? I just want to see what it's like. I don't even need to go.
Yeah, that's a different world right there, man. That would be love. If like you got a Mercedes and I'm like, yo, I want a Mercedes. I don't have one yet, but let me ride yours so I can understand, feel it. So then I work my mind adjust to, okay, I want to get back in that. You know what I'm saying? Have my own. Yeah, that is love. That's dope. We live in a materialistic society though that everybody wanted themselves.
But it's not for us to have for ourselves because God is in control, man.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
We don't control a thing in this world except ourselves.
Except ourselves.
And He gave us dominion over the world.
Yeah.
And God is within us, so He gave us the control, the ability to control ourselves.
Yeah. That's the thing though. We don't always take responsibility for that control. I think that's the number one thing. You know what I'm saying? When we are raised, either you raised to be responsible or you raised to be irresponsible. And you can't always blame how you was raised because sooner or later you're gonna have to say, okay, it's gonna be up to you to take that responsibility. Some people, I mean, a lot of people out here, you know, including myself, sometimes just don't take the responsibility for all our stuff. Like you said, to have dominion, you got to have responsibility for all things. You know what I'm saying? You can't have dominion over this and then be like struggling over here. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we just don't take responsibility for the whole aspect of our own life. You know what I'm saying? Like the lights above my head, the water that runs in my sink. You know what I'm saying? The bills that's coming through. I don't take full responsibility for everything. But I mean, in that there's the dominion. I could be wrong, but I think
No.
Yeah.
I like you just said something, man. Like
no, that's dominion.
Yeah.
So, what do you want your legacy to be, man? What do you want your epitaph to be? And I learned this: the epitaph is between your birth date and your death date, because all of us got one. We all got a birthday, we all got a death date, but the epitaph in between is what really defines us. So, what do you want your epitaph to be when you leave this place, but you know, born again in another?
I like that too. I want it to be fruitful. Where this is a guy that produced plenty.
That's beautiful, man. Like, that's beautiful because, you know, it ain't cliche, but it's meaningful. You know what I'm saying? To be fruitful, produce and be, yeah, that's because people need fruit to survive.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Like, what is your fruit going to be? Me, like my favorite fruit is a mango. So like, my life is gonna be of mangoes if I wanted to.
People will be happy.
You know what I'm saying? Or there's gonna be apples. But it's crazy because like, if you have a peach tree, I have a mango tree. Whenever I want mangoes, I don't have to work myself to get these because I'll never produce peaches.
Yeah.
You're the producer of peaches, so I have to go to you.
Yeah.
I have to seek you.
Yeah.
Be like, hey man, I need some peaches. I would like this.
But I would have like mangoes too, so we can equally, you know.
We have to be strong in our independence, but also rely on interdependence. Because again, God gave us everything.
Yeah.
And He said, the simple instructions: don't go over there, and don't do this. That's it. But God was displeased because He said, don't do this, and they still did it.
Yeah.
He was displeased because they were disobedient and they didn't believe that He provided enough already.
Yeah.
That same fruit He made over there, but it was because they went to doubt Him when He told them not to. Why He was displeased? He could have told them first over there, but He didn't ask Him for it.
You know, I've never heard that I've never heard that analogy, and that's profound because nobody's ever said that. You know what I'm saying? That okay, we always look at that fruit as the forbidden fruit, but that same fruit could have been over there. He just marked that forbidden. That is profound. To say that they could have got the same knowledge and wisdom without the consequences. Yeah.
It was already given to them.
Yeah.
They just thought that they didn't have enough.
Yeah, they thought they were lacking. Isn't that funny that we get ourselves in the most trouble when we think we go lacking?
Right.
We get ourselves in the most trouble when we think we go lacking.
Yes.
Not lacking, but thinking we go
Yes.
lacking. So that's my idea, like you said. So that's my idea. Yeah.
Look, like it's yeah.
Yeah. Think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Look,
I'm going
you
lacking.
laughing,
Yeah,
but like
it's true.
it's because it's the actuality that's happening.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's self-actualization.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you think you go lacking, you actually go lacking.
Yes. So when you be like, yo, you know what, ain't even gonna stress that, man. Like God he already said that this is what it's gonna be. So even if our lights go out, like yeah, we keep working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like we just call them up. Hey, I'm working on this. Just give me like a week or two. Because all these bills and stuff, man, all this time, that's man-made. We got dominion over that. So that means somebody has dominion over what it is that we find to be comfortable in this world. We just got to convince them to give us a little bit more so we can be able to produce for them.
Yeah.
However, if they still want more, that's not what we need to be. So we got to remove ourselves from that until we can then find somewhere else to be.
Yeah.
That's why in business monopolies aren't good, because no one man should have all that
power.
Exactly.
Yeah. Monopolies aren't good for the people. It's good for the conglomerate, but even still, it's not good for the conglomerate because without competition, there's no growth.
Scarcity drives demand.
Yeah.
And if we, Christ people, as us being believers in Christ, we're made holy, right?
Yeah.
Holy. Now think about even my pant. Come on now. It just so happened to be holy. If it was already made complete, I wouldn't seek for another pair of pants. I won't seek restoration.
Yeah.
But we were made holy so we can seek restoration, so we can have knowledge that we're missing something. What is it that we're missing? We're missing God. And once we find God, then we find
Restoration. Holiness.
full.
I think about that, man, when to hear your insight on these school shootings. This is my insight. This is why I believe in it, and I could be wrong.
Okay.
School shootings are a ploy now to make sure that we lose our Second Amendment right. And I say that because if you no longer want people to come into the schools and shoot, then you take away guns from the common people. However, if you take guns away from the common people and you only leave law enforcement with guns, then people no longer have power. They do, but you have casualties like in the Gaza Strip where unarmed people get gunned down by law enforcement. That's what you don't want to have.
Yeah.
But if you take guns away from common people, that's what you will have. People have guns, people don't have guns. That into that story is never good. However, what do you think about the gun situation, the gun violence, especially schools?
I like how you said that, man. And then like thinking about martial law. But there's always like if one person has something over another, there's always gonna be abuse.
Yeah.
But it's all about what we allow to abuse us. You know what I'm saying? So like in the school system, we equip ourselves with knowledge.
Yeah.
So we have the knowledge that we can take over this gunman.
Yeah.
But we don't know where he's coming from. However, if we equip the community around us, or like there's some type of system where we're alert of a threat, then we can be able to eradicate that threat sooner.
Most definitely.
But I say all that to say this: if we are aware that there's a threat, and not necessarily a shooter, but a threat could be somebody with the mind. They already equipping themselves with the resources of a shooter, with the information. So
That's
these
crazy.
school shootings don't start with them equipping themselves with the gun,
Yeah.
but them equipping themselves with the ideas of the serpent.
So what I think about that is somebody coming into school every day with education not on their mind.
Exactly. Because they got something else. They're lacking somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they have a mental illness, don't we all? Especially if we think that we lack.
Yeah.
The illness, we're not well, bro.
Yeah.
We're not healthy minded. We're not producing because we think of produce, or is it the way we're saying it? Produce,
Yeah.
fruit. If we're not consuming things that are healthy for us, then we're gonna be ill-minded.
Ill-minded.
We're gonna have an illness
Somewhere
somewhere.
that's gonna create. Yeah.
Somebody not getting love at home. They go to the school where it's even greater. Well, it's a lack of greater.
Yeah.
They getting bullied or wherever. But why are these people bullying somebody? Oh, because they think this is okay. Why they think this is okay with because somebody in their community that had influence over them made it okay.
Yeah.
But if we have a community that's productive in a healthy way, then we won't have to worry about school shootings.
Yeah.
Because it's all in the mind first.
Yeah.
Like I said, our thoughts become tangible.
So do you think the American mindset is ill?
Yes, bro, it's been ill. As soon as we introduced the idea of competition, we don't need to compete because it was already given to us. What are we competing for? We're competing for resources?
No.
What are we competing for?
That is a great analogy. Why do we compete when we can collaborate?
And that's the purpose of this conversation, man. To share what? Share ideas.
Yeah.
To share our presence.
Yeah.
But our presence is me, your presence is you, and we're sharing that and we're appreciating it. And to appreciate something is to add value.
Yeah.
That's why we communicate, to add value to one another.
Yeah. Most definitely. Well, I've had a good time in this conversation. Have you had a good time in this conversation?
Man.
Well, we'll hit you with another episode. Would you like to do another episode on Greater Ink Television?
Let's do it, man.
All right, man. Well, until next time, you already know what it is. This is Denzel Fleming. It's Zachary Tanner with Greater Ink, greater than yesterday, but you'll be even greater tomorrow. Peace.